Energize. I'll meet you on your mat in mountain pose. We're going to begin standing with a little bit of breath, combined with a moving meditation, as I like to call it, because it's a breathing movement-based practice to warm us up. And then we'll get into the good stuff. All right, friends, I'm going to meet you back there. Okay, here we go. Happy Friday. I'm so excited that you've chosen to spend your midday break with me. Thank you so much. And I hope that I can leave you feeling rejuvenated and ready to tackle a big workday and a wonderful long weekend. We're going to spread our feet about hips width distance, soften our knees, and then find our four corners, building up from our foundation today. So knock your left knee into your right and lift your outer arch, and then do the same on the right side. Reverse that, open up both inner arches by rolling to the blade edges of your feet. Lift up through heels, and then maybe one at a time, you kind of bend your knees forward and back to lift the balls of your feet. So we'll keep trying that. Outer arches lift, inner arches lift, heels rise. That's the easiest part of the bunch. And then your balls of feet lift. One more time. Trying to find four corners of feet, a really strong foundation, so everything above it stays safe, all of our joints. Adding on a breath-focused, meditative movement practice. Arms rise on the inhale. We exhale, we fall to the forward fold on the exhale. See if you can rise a new way, yogis. Can you twist your body to the left and rise? And then maybe twist your body to the right to fall. Try something new. Maybe we sweep the arms behind us as we lift, possibly falling in front of us as we fall. We're gonna go one more time. Maybe we reach up through the right side and fall to the left. No matter what you're doing, what your body needs today and what feels good. Stay low and forward fold, but let your whole head hang. Hanging so much so that we can loosely shake our neck no. No time for tension, and yes, 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 it's finally Friday. Give it a big old yes shake. Let's clasp our hands under our feet. We're going to turn our palms up towards the sky and connect our big toes with the base of our thumbs. Now, as we do, you'll notice your shoulders are hanging near your ears. Let's try to pull our shoulder blades back, kind of like they're kissing up towards our hip bones, and then we have plenty of space between our earlobes and the head of our shoulders. Hanging your neck really heavy, getting used to breathing upside down. Reversing the blood flow, getting lots of good oxygenated blood into our brains. One more big breath. And this posture is called gorilla pose. Exhale, release your palms. Roll up to standing in mountain pose, and then take the butterfly clasp behind your low back. That's thumbs together, fingers wide. Behind your low back, and if possible, sink down into your chair, your yoga chair. Some people like big toes together. I like a wider base. I feel much more comfy here. It's all about comfort, guys. Do what feels good. If your low back is bothering you, you can tilt your tailbone. So it goes from like a sticking out butt here to a tucked in tail, like a little scared dog, but it really lengthens our low back. Do it if you need it. One more breath. Exhale, clasp your hands behind your low back. Forward fold and lift your knuckles wherever they go, to feel a rinsing, a releasing through our shoulders. Now notice where your shoulders are again. Try to pull them back, kissing up towards our hip bones. Create lots of length between your earlobes and your head of shoulders, but stay with that rinsing sensation through the arms. Exhale, yogis, hands come under the shoulders, knees fall flat, and we're gonna come into a tabletop position. Lots of movements for the wrists today to warm us up. Always good practice before we use our hands to warm them. Let's move in every little direction we can find. Allow the tops of your feet to fall flat, so when we stretch back, we can get a good stretch on the tops of our feet. Begin to turn at least one hand, if not both at the same time, fingers out. And you can continue that until they face the knees, if that's comfy for you. And start a little left and right. Tuck your toes somewhere along the way, stretch the bottoms of your feet. And then begin a little forward and back again. If your fingers are facing your knees, you go so slowly. Try to peel the heels of your hands off the floor. Big forearm stretch, right? So we're gonna breathe wherever we're feeling sensation. And then moving hands wherever you'd like for a little cat-cow, rounding up through the spine on exhalations. Inhalations, finding belly to floor, tail and top of head to sky. And your wrists don't have to be the same. You could do one way, one the other. That's a really nice way to get a little deeper in just one. Try to find some pushing out sensations in our ribs, some releasing in elbows and shoulders as we move around here like honey, kind of like really ooey gooey movements. Let's take one more big round of breath. At the bottom of that exhalation, you're tucking your toes, lifting your knees and pressing back into a crouch. Now see if you can move your hands further forward for a deeper crouch, dropping nose towards the floor. Give a little swivel around of your hips, feeling your ankles stretch out, and then scoop up into downward facing dog. Right away, rebending into crouch, lift your heels, bend your knees. Hips rise, heels melt back down. Let's connect that with breath. Inhale, heels rise. Exhale, crouch. Inhale, hips rise. Exhale, heels melt. Twice more, yogis. Heels, crouch, hips high, heels back. One more time. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Did you get some interesting snaps, crackles, and pops there? I know I sure did. Think of that as space being created as you move. Might be your first down dog of the day, so enjoy it. Get a little bit of movement, maybe bend your elbows, swim a little through the body side to side, forward and back. Just explore and experience the power of movement, how it can change your whole attitude. One more big breath in. Big exhalation out. Left ankle crosses over the right. And then walk your fingers back to your toes so you're in cross-legged forward fold. Once we're here, if this is very intense on our back hamstring, we're going to bend both knees. And notice how our right knee fits in the pocket of the back knee socket. Isn't that nice? A little yoga magic for us. Hanging our heads down. Trying to release here, pressing big toes in so we can stretch all the way across, left to right. Walking back out to cross-legged downward facing dog. It's a bit of a wobble out there, right? Uncross your legs, recross right over left, and then step so you feel safe. Press back, down dog. Walk fingertips back to your cross-legged forward fold. And very intense, we want to lessen that. Bending both knees, left kneecap fits in the pocket behind the right. Hang your heads, just take a moment. Now while you're here, yogis, press the backs of your hands down and spread your webbing really wide. And then squeeze your fists into a little shape. And then press thumbs onto your middle fingers. That's hard to do on the wrist tendons, right? Open and flare, spread your webbing, make a little fist shape, squeeze. Try to press your thumbs on the middle finger. Open, let's do it with breath. Squeeze, exhale. Inhale, flare open. Exhale, inhale. Walking back out, turn your wrists over gently. Walk into cross-legged dog. Uncross, get your feet right so you feel like you could shimmy out and shake off any tension there. And then drop your knees back to tabletop we go with a little fun for the core. All right, guys, if your wrists get tired, feel free to make fists and put them down. You're gonna puff up your upper back here. So notice how my back is flat. I'm gonna go exhale and puff up as tight as I can. From here, right knee finds the right armpit, and then we go straight down to the right wrist. Lift up, release down. Try to keep that scary upper back, angry cat style here. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. We're gonna go for a few rounds, warming up the core, making our right oblique say, oh, good afternoon. Check in with your right toes, yogis. Are they scrunched up? See if you can flare them back open. We have 4, 3, 2, tippy top and hold 5 seconds. Squeeze up to the right armpit. 3, 2, 1. Reach into child's pose. Extend fingers forward. Walk hands to the left, hips to the right. Right hand lands on top of left, and we lower our noses to the floor. Release your right side. That's what Fridays are all about. A little bit of loving on the obliques. Good job, guys. Come on back to the center. Same thing, tabletop. Okay, when you're ready, now you know what the challenge is. Lift your left knee up. You can do this. Watch that your toes don't scrunch. We want to let them be free. Find the left wrist. Lift up and down. Now there's no big gold medal for anyone who does the most, but you're just going to work with your breath here. Squeeze, release, release. Really get it going. Squeeze through your left obliques. Try to feel the side body working. We're gonna hang in there for a few seconds. No worries, lift up through the side body. Let your left toes be a little freer if you can spread them open. We have 5, 4. When you get back to the very top, hold up towards your left armpit, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Best part ever, let your knee fall. Extended child's pose. Both hands to the right, left on top. Drop your nose between your elbows and just chill. Try to take a really luxuriously slow breath into your left side. When you're ready, we're gonna come back up, downward facing dog. Okay, so if your shoulders are really pooped, just give them a break, guys. You're welcome to rest anytime. When you get with me, we're gonna swing a little bit, always finding that really good spot to hang out in down dog. Something that feels great, it might take a wiggle to get there. And in your own time, take a giant step forward with your left foot. Crunch your knee towards your chest, step forward and land into a low lunge. Let your hips melt, but I wanna pull my chest through. Press back, downward facing dog. Left knee, same thing. So we're gonna step forward, find that low lunge, and then push on back. Let's add on a 3-legged dog. Right leg rises, 3-legged dog. Crunch on through. Pull your sides long. Press back. Left leg, inhale, high 3-legged dog, crunch in. Just getting a little bit of yoga lunging to warm up our hips today. Push back. A bit different, yogis. Right leg rises, step outside your right pinky finger. If you get stuck, just grab your ankle and help it land on through. But then watch my chest. It goes from angry cat style to being really long. We want to come out. Press back. Left leg, inhale, high 3-legged dog. Step outside, pinky finger, and then pull through. So good, right? Okay, option. We're going to continue with these wide stepping lunges, or you can bend your knees, look at your pinky fingers, and try to hop forward. We're always going to step back, okay? So let's go for 3 more rounds. Whether you're lifting and stepping or you're lifting and stepping, you can come to yoga squat that way. Or we can do a little bend your knees, look forward, bounce your hips up, and land strong. Press back, downward facing dog. Twice more, yogis. Bend your knees, maybe a little pop. Press back. Last time, look forward, and when you get to yogi squat, even if it's a big high version, stay there. Just pause for a second. One more option for us, a bit different, is to take our feet together today, close heels and open knees. Variation on yoga squat. So you choose this one, the wide low version, or the wide high version. If you have it high, let's try to use our hands to open up our inner thighs, just a tad. Take one more big breath in. Exhale, forward fold, and do a little funky walk. Toe heel, all the way in. Stepping to the front of your mat if you're not there. Rising to the sky, extended mountain pose. Ready for a little flow? Let's get it on. Extend forward and down. Finding a really big, wide float to fold. Right leg takes a long lunge back, and your right knee bends. So we're gonna keep a bent knee lunge here. Pull your side bodies long. Inhale, arms overhead, bent knee lunge, tailbone to the floor like we did in chair earlier. So what happens here? I get a really loose little psoas. I wanna stretch this baby out. So if I press my bent knee down, tuck my tail, the right hip comes forward and this opens. Pressing right heel out, lengthen that lunge. Feel the difference? Fingertips come to the floor in front of left toes to lighten up and lift the right toes. Supported, warrior 3. One more breath in here, long side bodies. Extend back as you exhale, rising arms high into any lunge, whether you love bent knee or you want to keep it straight. Palms meet overhead. Take a peek up towards fingertips, a balancing lunge. Thumbs fall to nape of neck, and the points of our elbows reach up. And a little back bend here. Open your arms into a V behind you. Frame out your front foot again. Press back to down dog. Take a moment, yogis, to stay in down dog and release any tension. When you're ready, drop to knees and forearms. Do you remember striking cobra? Chin and chest skim the earth as we pull ourselves up. into baby cobra. Closing big toes for some inner thigh action. Press back, child's pose or straight to dog. Lift your right knee high, breathe in, heel to butt, and then fan your right knee open to me. But move a bit, stay here and move a bit through your ankles, scrunch your toes, open on flex and point. Maybe draw some big circles with this knee. Do things that feel good for your hip, okay? Gonna go for more yogi squats to get out of here. Looking and arcing the right knee around to the right pinky finger. Left leg follows, so here we are. We're high, we're low. We're however we wanna be. Wide-legged forward fold, toes turn in. Let's roll to standing. And when you get there, you can do your funky walk, or you can just hop your legs together. Float wide, swan dive. This is called really big open chest to forward fold. Left leg does the same thing. Lunge back with a big bent knee. Pull your side body long. Keep that knee hovering as you elevate your arms. If your arms ever get tired, just relax them. Working on the lower half here. Now find that press forward through your left hip flexor. And then press back through left leg, really lengthening here. Fingertips come forward, they land on the earth, and we elevate the back toes. Spread them wide, light like feathers. Land softly, arms rise. You choose your lunge now. Palms meet overhead, eye gaze follow. Thumbs to nape of neck. Try to hold this baby back bend as you open fingertips to a V behind you. Fingertips frame out front foot. Push back to downward facing dog. And when you're ready, find your child's on forearms today. We're gonna scoop through yogi's nose and chin, skim the mat as we pull ourselves to baby cobra, or if you're ready to move a little bigger, we could lift up a tiny bit, elbows still bent here. Big toes pull towards one another. Press on back, down dog. Left leg, inhalation to rise, three-legged dog. Heel to butt, and fan your knee open to me. Take a little peek out under some armpit. Both of them is always nice to check in with. Move a bunch, so your left toes. Point and flex, circle the knee. Do anything. There are no rules. It's just all about asking yourself, what do you want today, body? How can I make you feel better? Look to left pinky finger and arc your knee around. So if you can't make it and you get stuck, just grab your ankle and help it through. Right leg does the same. We're gonna sit strong in a yogi squat. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Turn your toes in so your knees are happy. Roll to stand, tip toes in, or it's the fun part. Exhale, forward fold, 2 more rounds to warm us up. Right leg steps back. Bent knee lunge. We're gonna speed up a tad with our breath, yogis. Inhale, rise. Exhale, push the right leg out long. Something different, my friends. Left arm wraps belly, right arm wraps low back. Give yourself a hug. And then lean forward. Lift up through your right leg here. Now, my friends, if possible, bend your left knee. Rise through your left leg. Bend your left knee. Rise. One more time, bend and rise. Land your right toes back softer than I did. Arms rise. Palms meet overhead. Look up towards your thumbs. Land thumbs at nape of neck. Find that lift and then the back bend. Open fingertips behind you. Exhale, frame out front foot. Traditional vinyasa, or you stick with the one we just did with striking cobra. Down dog. We can land in child's on forearms and follow as we were, or float forward into plank. Chest drops right to elbows where we pull our chest up and through, possibly for up dog. Straight arms, that means our knees and thighs have to lift, and squeeze your buns to pull out of your low back. Press back. Inhale, right leg rises, three-legged dog. Let's look forward. We're gonna add on a little twist here. So we've got a wide lunge. Twist open right arm. Can you really reach up? And then a big sigh of exhalation through this twist. It feels good. Top arm down, yogi squat. You do it as you wish, guys. It could stay high every time. Exhale, turn toes into forward fold. Roll up as you wish. Toe heel in. It's fun to do a little dance. And then exhale, release back down. We're going for one more warm-up round. Left leg, here we go. Long lunge back. Bend your knee to start. Inhale, rise. Exhale, push your leg out. Go for that hug again. Right arm belly, left arm low back. Hinge forward. Let's lift up through our left toes. Start to bend your right knee. Rise, right leg. Bend right knee. Rise. One more, guys. Inhale. Exhale. Step back slowly. Arms elevate overhead. Palms at prayer. Eye gaze up. Challenge your balance. Thumbs to nape of neck. Inhale, spread wide, and a bigger expression of back bend. Exhale, frame out front foot, push back, and then choose your own adventure. Are you going to fall into striking cobra? A more gentle way to get down to the floor, guys. Or we can roll through our traditional vinyasa, plank, chaturanga, up dog. Squeeze your buns, really open your chest. Exhale, we all meet in downward facing dog. Left leg on the inhalation, a big lift here. Exhale, step outside, pinky finger, wide twisted lunge, left arm rises. Top arm falls to the earth. One last yogi squat for the day. That makes me sad to say. These are super healthy. We should try to squat every single day. 5 that we did is pretty good, but maybe more would be better. Exhale, lift your hips, turn your toes in, and then rise to the sky. And if your feet are still wide, do a little hop, whatever makes you happy. Forward fold again, but we're gonna hold our arms like this. So once we get to fold, hold on to opposite elbows. Soften your knees if you need to, be comfy here. And a tick-tock, a straight movement with the elbows left and right. Notice what's happening as that stretch across the backs of your legs feels like it's moving side to side. How beautiful. And then start to curve around the corner. Right elbow, right heel, left elbow, left heel. Still soft in your knees. Super cheap thrill for yogis if you tend to get dizzy as you spin. This one will get you feeling a little funny. One more each way. Okay, this is the fun part, rising after you've spun. Sink your hips down, keep your arms, and then move them overhead as you find chair pose with these arms. Are you okay? If you're not, just kind of shake your head for a second, look down for a minute, get right. And then when you're ready, left leg crosses over, eagle pose with these arms. My toes can touch the earth, or I cross thighs and possibly even double wrap behind the right shin. Lift up through your ribs as you sink in your buns. So we're sending our body in 2 different directions. One more breath in here. Wiggle your right toes. Let them be loose. Inhale, arms overhead. Stretch up as tall as you can, lifting the left leg off and finding star pose. So that is a long reach between opposing limbs. Try to find as much length and as much width as possible, and then tip to the right so much so that this crease kicks on. You're feeling the strength in your outer hip. Left heel to butt as an option. Grab a hold of it. Try to stretch back through your quad, but like someone is pulling your right fingers over this way. Stay strong, I know you can. Are you breathing? That's the most important part. One more time, inhale. Exhale, rise to sky. See if you can lift your right arm and then the left knee, but now open it out to the side. Stay here, or if you'd like one more challenge, peace fingers can come around the left big toe, and we can kick out to the side, lowering our right arm for a little counterbalance. This is an option. This is an option. So any way that you want to hold your leg, you're just trying to squeeze your left quad. One more breath. Bring it back into the center. Give it a big old squeeze. I love you, quad. Good work. And then release. Arms rise. Let's try it again. So we're going for this down low. Float to fold. Take a hold of opposite elbows. Hang heavy for a sec. Oh, that was a good job, yogis. Let's rise and do it again. So as soon as you get your chest lifted, your buns are sinking to chair. Just take a sec. Right toes crossed over. Low is great. That's an awesome option. Or we can lift. We can tuck. You choose. Sink your buns as you lift up through that staircase of ribs. Find your breath. Okay, let's reach with the arms first. Untangle the right leg, star pose. So find your opposite extremities reaching away from one another. Look at webbing, really spread wide and happy. Kick into your left outer hip. We want to tip, tip, tip till we feel it. When you do, ooh, pause and breathe there. That's hard. Right heel to butt. Give it a squeeze, but keep reaching like your soulmate is reaching for your left hand. You don't want to let them go. Keep reaching, keep tipping. It's a tough balance play here. Rise to stand, left arm. Right knee. It's okay if you lose it, come back to us. Open your right knee out to the side. Stay here, this is great. Or you can go for any leg extension to the side. Left arm would fall to counterbalance you. I prefer the big toe hold. That gives you a lot of counter pressure. It makes it easier in my opinion. Soft and gentle with your breath. One more time, yogis. Exhale, squeeze in towards the center. Give your leg a big hug. Good job. And then release. Shake it out. Woo-wee. Arms rise. Float to forward fold. Hang here for just a second to reset, my friends. Take a giant step back when you're ready with your right leg. We're going to find a high lunge. It doesn't have to be anything serious, just a big old lift. And then windmill the arms and the right blade edge of foot down to find warrior two. Now we're going to check they're wide enough. So if I'm up here and I feel like I can't get my knee bent to 90 degrees, it's because I'm too narrow. Your ankles need to be under your wrists, and then you'll notice that you can really bend. So that's your choice. Do you want to bend or not? But at least your alignment is safe. From here, yogis, we're going to get some big arm circles. So you can simply circle one arm, circle the other, or we're going to put it together for a little coordination. Make like a crocodile mouth to the left side. So the wrists are flexed, fingers are facing up and down. Sweep right arm up, left arm down, find that crocodile mouth over here, crocodile mouth over here, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You're moving, you're breathing, it's all coming together in this beautiful dance that we call a vinyasa, breath-based movement. So when we move our arms, our legs tend to go like this. Oops, I forgot I'm in warrior two. So bend back down, come on lower. We have 3, 2, and one more big circle each way, or one with each arm. Send the arms out long, make fists, and just start to roll them free, but lift up through your left heel for a little challenge here. Oh, that's nice. Now take a peek at your wrists. Mine are always going the same direction. Are you able to stop them? Make one go one way, and the other go the other way? Can't even tell if I'm doing it, but it's a big challenge. It's a fun challenge. Oh, look, see, my wrists always go back the same way. They just start doing whatever they want after a second. One more breath, yogis. Fingers reach, left heel falls, triangle pose, pull up high, and then sweep the fingers towards your soulmate. Reaching for you again. Fingers to the floor, arms to the sky. Right arm wraps around low back for a half bind, and see if you could reach for your left inner thigh here for the purpose of opening your chest. Left knee is soft. Breath is really floating fully here. Right arm back to the sky. Swivel back, arms are only moving. Left leg is staying really soft, triangle legs, but we're reversing. And then if possible, if you feel crunchy in your right side, sweep your right arm up. Try to grab like, I don't know, a big bowl of chocolate. That's my preferred grab for today. Holding something up high so no one can get to it but you. Take a big breath in. Rebending left knee, swiveling arms down, toes on the right foot, turn in. And this is an optional vinyasa flow. 2 remain. So this is one of 2 if you'd like to take it. Inhale, roll forward. You're welcome to finish as we started. Child's pose, forearms down, striking cobra. Press back to dog, everybody. Right leg rises, big old breath in. Come on through, land between the thumbs this time, and then pop your back leg up again. Crawl your hands forward, supported warrior 3. Toes meet side by side, and you roll your spine, ragdoll style to standing. That felt good, right? Are you ready to do it again? Big breath in. Exhale, melt. Left leg takes a long lunge back. Nothing serious here. We're just lifting our body in preparation for warrior 2. So when you get there, just feel it all melt away. And remembering, if I'm narrow, I can't get my knee bent safely. I might even poke in front of my toes. So I want to be wide enough that when I feel like challenging, I stay knees behind the toes and I'm really open in my chest and my hips. Okay, so when you're ready, your crocodile mouth, flexed wrists, fingers facing up and down, comes to the right. Left arm skywards as the right arm drops, crocodile mouth. Sweep, sweep. What's my option if that is just too confusing for my brain today? Just gonna get some beautiful freeing shoulder circles on. Watching your right knee that it doesn't pull in. We wanna keep that knee pulled out, and it's tough when we start moving our upper bodies, so we're just staying aware of our body, lengthening inner thigh, strengthening outer. 3. Last big circle. When you're ready, just let your hands be free of all that wrist tension. They may even need to shake. Make some fists. Lift up through your right heel as a challenge, and then see if you can circle the non-habitual way. Whatever you normally do, switch it. Feels good, right? Just let and go. Now, can you, while you're circling, switch only one hand? I pretty much go cross-eyed when I try to do that. My brain stops working. Like, I cannot figure out life at this point. It's one of the hardest things. It's just so fun to do something silly in yoga. It's not so serious, my friends. Just moving and grooving. One more breath. Send it out long. Land your right heel, and then pull your right knee high into your thigh. Reach with the right fingertips. Feel your system kicking on here. Belly straightening, hips pressing back, everything moving like a well-oiled machine. Left arm rises. Left arm falls. Optionally, we're gonna wrap it around, try to find our right inner thigh, and then be soft in your right knee and right fingers. Eye gaze up. And take a moment to really chill, but feel what's going on. Feel the strength building in your right side. Unwind your left arm if you took a half bind. Keep your legs, but windmill the arms behind you, reversing our triangle pose. And then sometimes we feel kind of like crunchy down here. It's not so great, right? So lift up your, what? What do you want to lift up? How about $1 million? That'd be nice. Lift up, and then as soon as you have it, don't let anyone else reach it. Tip it high and back. Nobody can get it, but keep squeezing through your inner thighs. I can't tell whether they like my $1 million idea or my bowl of chocolate better. One more big breath. Smooth moving here. Bend the right knee, windmill arms down, left toes turn in. Last vinyasa of the day. Press on back. Option, guys, flow through or pause. We can always meet you in a second. Vinyasa is a great option to clear some energy, but sometimes you're just too tuckered out for it. So always listening to your body. Left leg rises when you're ready. Let's all come together now, please. Steps in between the thumbs. We lean the hands forward to get a supported warrior 3. Forward fold. And then inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. One last extended mountain pose. Think of it as a chance to really clear any negative energy. Reach up, open everything. So things that were dark and crampy and kind of stuck can open up and release here. When you're ready, trying that closed-toed squat. You remember tiptoe stand? I'll show you from the side. So you can have your arms anywhere that feels good for you. You're gonna let your heels rise, buns fall to your heels. It's not easy. And then your knees come forward. You can rest your hands on your thighs, take them to the floor or a prop, or for the challenge, lift them overhead. This is called tiptoe stand. And it's just a nice transition to get to the earth. So when you've arrived in tiptoe stand, see if you can then rock back to your heels, counter reach forward, and then slowly make your way to the earth. Okay, watch me before you go. We're gonna take reclined bound angle. Bound angle, but watch what we're gonna do with it today. We'll rise again, don't worry, but I wanna get you a little hip stretch down here first. You're gonna lift your cheek and your knee at the same time, cheek and knee at the same time. So we're doing this rocking, reclined bound angle. You'll notice you're squeezing through the outer hip and opening through the inner. Okay, so let's get there together. Bound angle, and then see if you can reach forward and slowly curl your back to recline, one little vertebrae at a time. If this is too tough, just hold on to your closed knees, rock back, and find bound angle when you arrive. Okay, spread your arms wherever you're cozy and lift your right knee and your butt cheek. Just lift them up, feel an engagement through the inner hip. Release back down. Same thing, left knee, left glute, and then try to rock back and forth. It doesn't have to be fast. That's not what makes us stretch. It's just the squeeze. Squeeze up, release down. Squeeze up, release down. Feel an engagement in the glute and the outer cheeks. And a little bit of an opening and releasing on the inner groin, inner pelvis, down into your hip flexors. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, guys. Let them still. They might rock a little side to side. Close your knees, hug them into your chest. Give your thumb into your hip crease for a massage if it feels a little tight. And when you're ready, rock to seated. Okay, we're gonna come around the corner here. Both knees face the left. We're coming to our left forearm for a really big quad stretch. You may want something soft under your left hip, especially if you get on the bone. I try to scoot myself around so I'm more on my butt cheek. That way it's not on that hip side bone, yes? Then we can pull our heels towards our butt with the right leg and even start to kick back a little for a back bend. Feels so good, but you wanna bend your left elbow and really pull your heel into your butt. If you need to straighten your left leg, whatever feels better. I know it's hard to lean on the left side sometimes. One more big stretch in here. Letting your quad stretch go, keeping the knees as they were, but left hand now comes down to scoop yourself up into that big spiral lift we like to do. Take right hand behind your head, give yourself a little flare back with the right elbow, lean your head back, opening up your hip big time here. And then have a seat. Bring your right knee around. You may need to give it a little hug. We're gonna get a big twist in. So we're crossing over the left thigh if you can, in front of the left shin if that feels better for you. Then just hug your leg. No big deal. Just give it a squeeze. Feels so good. Hug in, lengthening your IT band. Take a twist. Left arm comes over the right thigh and then boost yourself up with your right fingertips. Possibly extending right arm behind you and letting your left hand go. Okay, so I've got you a little up and down here. We're gonna keep our energy going. This is a funky transition. Just watch me for a sec so you don't get too confused. It sounds harder than it is. Your body knows what to do. We're gonna keep our right foot down wherever it is, plant our hands, and then start to push out of the left side leg to lift up into standing split. You ready? All right, let's do it, guys. So wherever your left foot is good. Bring your hands to frame it like you're gonna do a push-up. Use the left blade edge of your foot and the knee. Start to push up to standing, right heel turns towards the back as our left leg rises. Now you could also leave your left toes in the ground because I want you to really try to get upside down here. Hold right hand to right ankle, tuck nose to knee. Just stay upside down, and then if your left leg wants to rise, that's just icing on the cake. All we want to do is learn how to be confident upside down. The left leg will start to rise when it's ready. Take another breath in, yogis, and try to come exactly back to where you were with some grace and ease, a soft landing. Take a second if you get discombobulated upside down. Some of us are like, whoa. Take a second. Lean back. Swish. Just do anything. It doesn't have to be a windshield wipe. It could be a little shake. It could be a massage. And then we want to turn our knees to the right. Lean on the right forearm, but we're lifted in our right side body, so we're not going like this, right? Hanging out down here, we're lifted. Then we can get a hold of our left heel to butt, play around with your right cheek, kind of get more on the cheek or put something soft under your hip bone. And then you might want to start to pull behind. So just a quad stretch is great. I love to get a little back bend in here too. So I'll start to pull my heel towards my butt and press my navel forward. One more breath. Letting your leg go. We're coming right back to where we were. Right hand down, left arm rises, spiral lift. And then do whatever feels good, yogis. Left hand can come to the head. We can push our heads back. We can look down and stretch to the diagonal. Everything goes here. Anything you could think of, you should do. Hips fall. Left leg crosses somewhere. We're going for seated twist, so it could just be here or all the way across your thigh. And then the biggest job you have is to love your legs so much. Squeeze, the foot rises, you might be leaning back. You just want to feel stretch. in the left arm if I give it a hug. Okay, ready to land? Right arm comes across. Left arm plants to the earth to give us a big boost. And then we do, if it feels good, right hand to cheek, left arm open. Tough to breathe through a twist, so I want you to really slow your breath down here. Try to get it to come all the way down to that tight spot in your right back, right shoulder blade. Weave your breath all through there. Okay, transition is simple. Your body knows what to do. We're just gonna bring our hands over to the right, to lean down like you're gonna do a push-up. Use your left foot and the blade edge of your left to rise. Don't even worry if your toes rise off the floor, but grab a hold of your left ankle with your left hand. Turn yourself into a little upside down version of you. And then if your right toes wanna rise, they do for standing split. No matter what, I want you to really breathe slowly and fully here as you're tucked upside down. One more big breath, yogis. When you're ready, come back to that same position that you were just in. Lean back, let your legs uncross themselves for reverse tabletop. Fingertips are different for everyone. So I'm gonna go fingers in, but you may like yours out. Some people even do it back. It just depends on your shoulders and wrists. Heels below the knees, and then you boost on up. So you may need to move yourself a little forward or back. Get a really good stack of your joints. Wrists under shoulders, heels under knees. And then if you feel comfy, let your head hang back. Knees are pulling towards one another. A little energy coming into the midline and protecting our knees as well. Hips melt to the earth when you're ready. They come back right between the thumbs so we can sit in staff pose. And then we gather up our left knee, hug it into our chests. Rise in our arms and then forward fold, left shoulder inside the left knee. Now we don't want our knee to fall open. We're gonna try to keep it here, close to the left shoulder, not out but in. And then grab either the sides of your mat or something on your leg or foot to help you pull your chin towards your right big toe. Really flex this right foot. Staying with the breath. I know it's not easy. Breathe and believe you can do this. One more big breath. Okay, we're staying right here with the legs as we lift our upper body. And again, planting our hands somewhere that's safe for our own shoulders. Rising up into reverse half plank. So many words. We're just gonna press through the left foot and lift our buttons. Again, letting your head fall back. And if you want, you can try to straighten out, pointing your right toes so the right big toe falls into the mat. One more big breath, soft right knee if you straighten that leg really strong. Ease your buttons back down. Now anything upside down might feel like, ooh. So take a sec, straighten your legs and hug your right knee in. Same thing, guys. Let's lift the arms, breathe in. Exhale, come forward. It might be here. This is a great place to land. If you want to land high, that's what your back loves, then stay here. Use your mat to pull. If you can snuggle down, especially with our right knees closed and towards our shoulders for safety, we're going to hold anything we can get on the left leg. Breathing. It's so hard to breathe in this posture, but if we slow down, we let it happen, anything is possible. One more big breath in here. Upper body rises. Hands fall behind us, so we may want to plug our left big toe down. Find some place that feels good for your fingers. Lift up. Modified half reverse plank. Press your big toes into the mat on the left leg. It gives you that added calf extension. It feels really strong and good. One more big breath in. Let your hips melt down at the bottom of that breath. Great job, guys. Arms rise. You might want to give your wrists a little shake. That was a lot of wrist stuff. And then straighten out your right leg. Going for a full staff pose. So we're going to flex our feet, open our cute yoga toes, and then bring the arms up again, lengthening our spine every step of the way. Exhale, fold. The mat, the side of our mat is such a gift. There's been so many times where my legs have been so tight, there's no way I feel comfy reaching my feet or maybe even my shins. So you take the side of your mat and you lift your chest and then use it. It's awesome. Such a good little trick. Anytime you feel like your knees may be hyperextending, you can put something soft under them. If you want to hug your digestive system, you can put something under your belly. Even your forearms is really nice. Pressing into that has the added benefit of not just loving our organs, but also pressing into the front of our lumbar spine, relieving a source of low back tension. We're just going to kind of hug in there for a sec. And as you might have guessed, we're gonna go into full reverse plank, but know that that reverse tabletop is your option, okay guys? So that means that when we rise and our hands come back, this is our option with the bent knees as we did before. But if you wanna try to go for it, we're gonna go straight legs, pulling legs together. So try not to get wonky. Pull your legs together. Big toes may plug down, and then we lift up and back, squeezing through soft knees and towards one another. You don't have to drop your head if that feels too much for today. Just keep your chin tucked. We have one more breath. Exhale, slowly release to the earth. Just take a second. Might need a jiggle on the backs of the legs, might need a shake out of your wrists, or a massage if something feels like, whoo, big squeeze there. Okay, we're gonna go one more, just like we did. Left knee in towards chest, but this time it's falling out. Little twisting stretch on this one. I'm gonna stretch the arms up to the sky and then twist over to your left knee. See if your right hand can grab the left knee. Now, as you get there, we're not gonna think about trying to bend and touch our foot. We wanna go up as much as possible, and then tip over. So I'm really gonna glue my left sits bone in. I don't want it to rise. I wanna feel this huge, expansive stretch through my left side. Now again, any arms are good arms. So if you want to bring your fingertips behind your neck and try to really flare open through the elbow, this might be good for you. Anything goes. If you would rather do what I said we weren't going for today and just try to reach your right toes, that's great. But I want you to think about up and long. Left arm comes behind us, a bigger version of what we did earlier. Right big toe down, spiral lift with a straight leg this time. Might get a little bit of popping in your hips here. So if you find that, just take your time. When you're ready, ease your buns back to the earth. Woo-wee. Lots of up and down today. Straight legs. Hug your right knee in. Let your right knee fall out. And then as soon as we get there, lift the arms. Turn towards your right knee. See if your left hand can grab it. It's okay if it can't. Anywhere is good. We're just going to try to lift up, 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 gluing right sits bone down, and then tip over. Eye gaze may want to come up past that right armpit. If that bothers your neck in any way, continue looking down towards your right toes. Anything that you want to do with your hand, if you'd like to get a hold of the back of your neck and just flare your elbow open, lots of leverage we have here so it can feel really intense. And when you're ready, right arm finds the earth, left toes point. We're going to try to use that. If it's too much, you can always rebend this and do the first option, spiral lift. Left arm rises, squeeze your buns to open your hips. Take your time so your hips are happy. Then kind of a funky transition here, my friends. We're gonna take one more breath and spiral lift, but then we're gonna round the corner, just bringing hands down, knees swing around, and we come to forearms for dolphin pose. So a bit of a hamstring stretch here. Listen, I would love for you to have your wrists directly in front of your elbows as you tuck your toes and rise, and then we'll walk our toes in. But if your shoulders won't support that, your option is to take your hands clasped, pinky side down. This is a bit of an easier option for dolphin, and you really want to press back through the forearms wherever you are. Press back and then tiptoe walk as far forward as you can. Yes, it gets really shaky really fast here. Let's take another big breath in. Lifting up our left leg if possible. Toes come down. Big breath in, lifting up your right leg if possible. Toes come down. Press back into dolphin, one more big breath. Fall to your knees. Extend forward with arms into extended child's pose. And then wrap your hands around your side bodies for hare pose, yogi. So with this posture, we don't want our foreheads. We want the very crown, the top of our heads. We're going to try to hold on to our heels, tuck the top of our head into the floor, but we're soft. We're not compressing our neck here. Very light through the top of the head. Rounding your upper back to the sky to make this little tiny ball of energy up to the sky. Exhale, roll, crunch belly in. Hare pose. You're just like a little tiny ball there. Roll up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. One more big breath in, hare. Roll back with the hips, forward with the hands, but this time extended child's pose with palms turned up and thumbs out. Exhaling, releasing here. Use your belly like it's rolling over two rolling pins. Roll over your thighs, rock over your ribs, massage out through your body here. Little bit of love to keep the digestive system really smooth and happy. For my folks that have to hop back on another meeting, it is now 1:55. Just so you know, if you have to go, and if you do, have a wonderful day. If you're staying with me, we're going to get a couple more stretches. Hands come back down, tabletop. Let your hips fall and swing your hips around to the side. All right, guys, let's lower to our backs. One tiny vertebrae at a time. A great way to get there is to hug the thighs, round the back, and then when your belly feels engaged, reach out and lower one vertebrae at a time. Oh, let your arms fall heavy. Legs straight to sky, right over left. Tap your toes and then scoot your buns to the right. Allow your eagle legs to fall to the left. If it feels too intense at the floor, you may want to prop some things under your legs so they don't go too far. Looking for that low back release. Eye gaze spins over the right fingers. Taking a load off here. One more breath, my friends. And release with eyes to sky. You can uncross your legs if this is a bit of a pickle that you're in. You need to get out slowly. That feels nicer for my back. And then you would just squeeze to the sky. Let your buns come back under your shoulders, legs both long. Cross left over right, tap toes to earth. Scoot your hips to the left. This is in an attempt to get our spines really straight. So you'll notice as your legs fall to the right, now your hips are directly under your shoulders here. Arms wide, eyes to the left. Any props that you want under your knees so it doesn't feel too intense. We should always be able to find soft breaths. One more big inhalation, and we're going to use that exhalation to help us rise. Feeling free to uncross legs. Definitely look at the sky. Keep your neck safe. And then roll back to the center, bringing your hips back under your shoulders. Half happy baby today. So bring your knees into your chest. And then just flex your left foot to stand on the sky, holding inside or outside of your knee. And then let's pull that half happy baby down next to our left ribs. Notice what's happening. Did you curl up into a little ball? Try instead to press your tail down. Widen your shoulder blades, your ribs, your pelvic bowl. Possibly straightening your leg here for a half straddle. Rebend your knee when you're ready, yogis. And then let's focus on our right leg. Stamp that one on the ceiling. Inner or outer arch is what we hang on to. Thinking about letting your knee settle down next towards your ribs. So I envision that happening, literally seeing my knee fall maybe to the floor. And that always feels really good. That way you're not thinking like, oh gosh, my knee doesn't do that. You know, you're always thinking positive and manifesting the flexibility. Straighten your leg. If you enjoy that, you could hold on to the inside of your thigh, make your arm a little heavy and give yourself a big release. Especially suggested after lots of lunges like we did earlier when we were scissoring our thighs together. Bring it on back in, whatever feels good. And then we're gonna start to rock side to side, just massaging our spines. You can rock side to side and then roll to fetal to rise, fetal position and rise up. Or I love taking toes to head rocks. It's just so fun. Hopefully you don't have anything in your back pocket that'll bother you. I have a zipper back there that's bothering me as my roll, but usually it feels pretty good. And then you just rock right on up to seated. So when you're here, yogis, let's get together for a couple of breaths at the end of our practice. Take your time. When you've arrived, if you're looking to ground, release, find some connection, palms face down. If you would like to receive more energy, more good vibes, more stimulation, palms come up. As you breathe here, soft and gentle, consistently and slow, we're thinking that we want to inhale everything that we need, everything we aspire to be, everything we want in life. We're releasing, exhaling, breathing out anything that does not serve us any longer. Sometimes we aren't able to fully release, but just making space for it, giving it the opportunity to be seen, and maybe a little dissolves or dissipates is what we're going for. Let's breathe in. Love and light. Exhale, anger and pain. We don't have to fully release, just make space for it to dissolve. Inhale, harmony and balance. Exhale, any frustrations or hatred. Inhale, strength and courage. Exhale, negative energy, toxic feelings, blockages. Inhale, believing, knowing that you are protected and loved. And exhale, feeling that with this yoga practice, we have been nurtured. Palms meet at heart center, chins tucked towards fingers. Yogis, the light in me honors, acknowledges, is humbled by, inspired by, but mostly so grateful for the light that is each and every one of you. Namaste, my yoga friends.